Hey howdy hey, how is everybody doing, and welcome back to Disney Daily. Cinderella is one of those movies that comes to mind when you think of classic Disney films. Although Cinderella wasn't the first Disney princess, many would argue that she definitely solidified how important they were to the Disney brand. Cinderella embodies many things, but arguably one of her most memorable attributes is her kindness. Despite how horrid her stepmother and stepsisters treated her, she would continue on with a smile on her face, hope in her heart, and a dream in her head. In this classic tale, we see Cinderella befriend mice, meet her fairy godmother, and dance the night away with Prince Charming. And while most Disney fans love and appreciate this timeless tale, not many know just how pivotal she was in securing the future of Disney animated movies. So in today's video, I am going to tell you the lovely story of just how Cinderella saved Disney. Now to start, let me paint a picture of what Walt Disney Animation looked like prior to the release of Cinderella. It was the year 1940 and the studio was $4 million in debt after two huge movie box office flops. The first being the story of Pinocchio the Wooden Puppet, and the second being the music-filled Fantasia. Since money was tight, Walt was forced to release Dumbo with a shorter running time and on a much smaller budget. The 1941 film was able to gain $1.6 million during its release, so the company felt more at ease going into their new projects. However, that would change the next year with 1942's Bambi, which wasn't able to bring in nearly as much cash as they had hoped for. So after this, the studio had hit one of its lowest points. In the coming years, Walt was only able to keep the company afloat through the release of military propaganda for the war and low-budget package films such as Melody Time and Fun and Fancy Free. These low-budget movies, however, were not able to provide the studio with a stable and secure future. The company needed to make a drastic change, so Walt Disney decided to take a big risk and make another full-length film. So the studio decided to make their version of Cinderella. By the end of its completion, the total cost to create Cinderella was approximately $3 million. And because the movie cost so much, it couldn't just be a decent success at the box office. It had to be a huge success in order for the company to continue and survive. Essentially, everything was on the line. Despite some shortcuts the studio had to make in terms of animation, such as sketching over live-action footage, the movie was a huge victory for the company, bringing in over $263 million. Cinderella opened in theaters on February 15, 1950, and not only did the company see a huge profit in movie ticket sales, but in merchandising as well. Not to mention the studio was able to make additional profits off the movie's soundtrack. This movie was revolutionary for Disney in so many ways and solidified its future in movie making. In fact, Cinderella would kick off what would be known as the Silver Age in Walt Disney Animation. And as a little fun fact, Cinderella was one of the Disney characters Walt felt the most connected to because she was an underdog who went from rags to riches. Well, that concludes this episode of Disney Daily. I have two questions for you guys. You can either answer both or one or the other. The first is, which version of Cinderella do you like best, and who is your favorite character? As always, thanks for being my guest here at Disney Daily. Until next time.